Maybe sleep's what I have in my eye. What is wrong with this week? Why am I so tired? Wake me up. Wake me up inside. Save me. Call my name in. Am I right? Not only do all the ad-libs come in, coffee. But we need a microphone. That's better, right? Check. Yes, okay. Tread the gnar. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent track. This track's coming to you from the rainy state, Seattle. Well, Seattle has a rainy state of mind. Washington would be the rainy state. So let's slate this excellent track to be played here on BandLab Plus Coffee today. Sound good? All right. Tyler Rich is our artist today, and the song Why Try is his radio edit. So, without further ado, to the left! It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track. Over here on the lab, we've got, did you say radio edit? A comment from one DJTatious. I know what I'm doing with my coffee this week. That's what I'm, coffee, right? Okay. So, Tyler Rich over here on the lab at Tyler Rich Melee. TYLERRICHMELE. Like I said, out of Seattle, Washington, repping 1.93 thousand followers. His song has 11 plays. But check it out. It's a single from his new EP, Rare Form, which is out now. So you should check that out on BandLab. Let's take a listen. Give me those vibes. Boom, boom, bap, boom. Everything is smooth. It's rounded out. The only thing punching through is the record, the vinyl noise in the background, which is an excellent addition. Yeah, your loving feels like heaven, but we too close to the sun. Like you know that you love. Where are my lyrics? Baby. Tyler, I need lyrics. Cherry Cola Dream Pie. Savage Garden reference? Oh, there's a breakup. Sitting solo, doing my own thing. Ooh. Silky. I love how lyrical Tyler always is. Telling stories, creating pictures. I really like that we're just sticking with the bass and the guitar here. Steel guitar. Leaving the drums out. We'll bring them back for the end, I'm sure. There it is. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the song. Yeah, that's so good. So much to say. Zuba-doo-ba-ba. Scat us on out. I like it. And then the vinyl noise. Excellent track. Another excellent track. Tyler, man, I'm so glad that you put out a radio edit of this. I've been waiting for a song of Tyler Rich's to review and bring onto the show for a while now. We just don't do explicit music. So while your art should be your art, it's just not something that the show does. So excited to have a radio edit of Why Try here on BandLab Plus Coffee. Let's jump over to 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. Here we go. The first thing I love is the arrangement of this track. I mentioned it briefly at the beginning, but everything is silky smooth. Nothing's really stabbing through the mix. We do a lot of electronic music on this show, and you'll always have a synth or two that just stab, that really bark at your ears. Not in a bad way, but they say, hey, listen to me. I'm the one you're listening to. And they make it very clear who's in charge. And then we get some hip hop beats. And those are going to do essentially the same thing, whether it's the bass kind of taking over everything, or it's the hi-hats that are doing a really stabbing 16ths, 30 seconds pattern, right? That was probably 64ths, my bad. And then we have songs like this. Tyler brings something that we don't see a lot on the lab, but is very much, to me, a mark of maturity in music. You will see people like Glass Garden. You'll see people like Scott, Noah 88. You'll see people like Matthew Strong do this, where the instrumental itself, even though it has some bold elements, they're all rounded out. The transients, the peak of the waveform of the sound aren't really stabbing through. And it creates this really ambient feel. It gives us a vibe, right? So we have this song where we start here. Even the drums are muted. Maybe a little bit of a filter on there. And then we have the guitar. And when you hear those drums, those you might usually hear those stab through a little bit harder, but it sounds like we're doing some filters on these, some high pass filters on these or rather low pass. Dadgummit, I always get those mixed up. It sounds like we're putting some filters on these to take out some of the high end and create a situation where everything is smooth, and we're letting kind of that mellow, smooth, low end do its thing. And then we get Tyler Rich's voice, which is on the higher end of the EQ spectrum. And that gets to take up a lot of that airy space because the instruments are filling the low end. Tyler's voice is filling more of the high end. You get a nice blend. And then, of course, the vinyl scratches in the background. Yeah, your loving feels like heaven, but we too close to the sun. Like you know, you'll really hear that over here when he adds layers to the chorus. You can hear that that's layered up pretty hard. Love it. So, yeah, this really great use of EQ space where the instrumental is very mellow and Tyler Rich's voice is on the other side of the spectrum, which makes them both stand out really well. And they're not competing with space, for space with each other. It's a really excellent way to make a track. And this really shines on this one. The second thing I love is Tyler Rich's vocal. And specifically when we go from the sort of serene guitar and bass into the final chorus where all the ad-libs come in. Not only do all the ad-libs come in, but we get more layers. And so it all just gets a little bit bigger. You can see that on the waveform. Let's check it out. Some harmonies in the background there, all very light and airy. That background right there. I think he's gonna do it one more time for us. Nice. So good. Tyler, your voice has always been phenomenal. You got that really awesome, airy, a really good Michael Jackson quality to it. There are other influences, sure, and other things I hear in there, but I've always really enjoyed anything you cover that's Michael Jackson. So if anybody has a favorite Michael Jackson song, go to Tyler Rich and tell him to cover it, because that's where the good stuff's at, okay? If there's one thing that I want more of in this track, I think I want some more ups and downs. Not necessarily anything drastic, but I think maybe if we come over here to the final chorus, you'll hear that the drums come back in from that interlude. You'll also hear the bass and the guitar, and then all of Tyler Rich's layers on his vocals. I think if we add something like a stand-up bass and just do a little bit more boom boom dum boom boom, kind of jazz up that final chorus, and then maybe a tambourine, something a little bit brighter for that instrumental arrangement. I think that's kind of what my ears want here. You can hear the bass, and it does sound like a stand-up bass kind of. But you hear that the pattern is dun 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 dun, and I think by the end here, I think what I want is like a something just a little bit where the bass is moving a little bit more, because the whole song is smooth and mellow, and it would be really cool to let the bass shine there. Or maybe in the interlude, we give the bass some air, to some room to breathe there. But I do think something like a tambourine, or just, I think something, maybe a little bit of a hi-hat rhythm, even if it's muffled, doing a little more work, putting a little more work for the brightness of the track. I think that's the only thing that I'd maybe want to see in there. Otherwise, what an awesome track. Why try the radio edit off of Tyler Rich's new EP, Rare Form, out now on BandLab. So head on over to BandLab and follow Tyler Rich. And you know what? While you're on BandLab, following Tyler Rich from Seattle, Washington, you should also follow DJTatious on BandLab. But, you know, YouTube and wherever you choose to consume your social media, we're there. So thanks so much for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent track with me. And we will see you tomorrow. Cheers.